electric motor.
That you can.
This is Jay Hernandez, the star of the new Magnum PI. After being off our screens for almost 30 years, the new Magnum PI keeps a lot of what we love from the original intact, but breaks the mold with some contemporary thrills. Today we picked up Jay to take a ride in the show's new wheels, the 660 horsepower Ferrari 488 Spider. And to take a trip down memory lane, we also had to go in the original Ferrari 308. So look who I found. It's Jay Hernandez,
How you doing?
star of Magnum PI himself. And look at that. You're all over the place, man.
I hope there's a camera that can catch that, 'cause that is, I mean,
That's
the size
impressive.
of that, it's quite impressive.
Yeah, and we are behind the wheel of something that you were probably very familiar with, the Ferrari 488 Spider.
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
I've driven it a number of times.
Yeah. So for those
still
at
not
home-
enough though.
right?
Still not enough.
It's never enough time
Any time
in Ferrari.
behind the wheel is fun.
Yeah. For those at home, we're dealing with a 3.9 liter twin turbocharged V8 engine. That's only about a liter more than the original 308, but almost 2 to 3 times the amount of power that you get out of this car. So that's a little impressive.
I could speak from experience. I've driven the 308 and the 488, and
Yeah.
it's night and day.
Yeah, it's pretty much just throwing technology at everything to make this an amazing car. So, I mean, we've got new Magnum PI, right? You got a new facial hair situation, right? There's even a new
that's right.
Higgins. Like, why would you stick with Ferrari for the car in that show? Is it that central to the Magnum PI character, or is there more to
It
it?
is. I mean, I don't know. Tom Selleck and Magnum PI in general brought that car into the American consciousness and kind of like gave us something to hope for, to wish for, to have dreams about. Kids had posters of that red Ferrari on their wall for decades, right? So it's become such an iconic thing, and the mustache was Tom Selleck. He brought that to the character, but you can't have Magnum without the red Ferrari.
Right,
it's
right.
just it's integral to the character, and I'm glad we still have it. But yeah, this car is a beast. I mean, it's one of those things where you actually have to be careful with the power, because if you don't know what you're doing and you just slam that gas down, it will go.
Yeah, top speed's 202 miles per hour, if I'm not mistaken. So we're gonna try to hit that in LA traffic
Yeah,
today.
let's do it. Watch out, there's a cop right there.
Oh yeah. By the way, I don't know what I'm doing.
Are you getting used to the paddles?
Yeah, well, they're pretty easy to get used to, the thing that is, that's odd is the button for reverse, but then the paddles for the gears, and then the 2 paddles for neutral.
Yes.
It's kind of a uniquely Ferrari thing where they're like, it is an automatic transmission. You can drive it manual, but they don't really treat it like that. They treat it like a race car.
Well, yeah. At its bones, it's supposed to be on the track. That's what this car wants to do, is be on a track, right?
Yeah. So how much of the driving in the show are you actually doing?
I do a lot of it.
Yeah?
I do most, actually, I do. Unless there's some crazy stunts.
Yeah.
But those are generally not done in this car.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the cars that are doing stunts are getting blown up and
Right.
shot at and everything like that.
How many, are they blowing a lot of these up?
No, it's not in the budget. It
No?
would be too painful for fans of Ferrari to watch
It would
these
be
cars.
pretty
get-
awesome, though, right?
Oh my goodness! We actually destroy a 308 in the pilot episode, and I believe, one of these the 488 gets shot up.
Yeah. I got a chance to take a peek at the pilot.
What'd you think?
And it's
Fun,
action-packed, man. Right off the bat, like that first scene is crazy. And I mean that, on some level, like, you're working with, director of Fast and Furious,
I was
Justin.
just going to say that.
So
Justin
he's like,
Lin
yeah.
directed the pilot, and he's all about fast cars and sexy scenery and explosions and big set pieces.
Yeah.
So he brought that to the show. He kind of like set the tone for the rest of what Magnum PI is going to look like.
Yeah. Do you have like a love for cars outside of this?
I do. Yeah. I love fast cars. I always have. Because I drive a fast car myself. I actually have an old stick.
Okay.
Like a manual transmission.
All right.
There's something kind of wonderful about a clutch and a stick.
Yes.
I don't know what it is. The paddles are obviously going to be way more efficient than I could ever be.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, there's something great about having, controlling the power.
Yeah.
And making it do what it does. So, yeah, I kind of miss that,
Yeah.
'cause, everything's kind of moved to the paddles. How much does this car cost? What's the
A lot.
MSRP? Right?
a whole lot. It's one of the numbers that I've been trying really hard not to look at as I drive it through heavy traffic in LA.
So I'm going to remind you one more time. This car cost a grand total. No,
a lot. A whole
No
lot.
pressure. No pressure, though. See, that's what I love.
Yes.
Such a guttural. So I've driven that Tesla, the new Tesla that's got the updated software on it.
Yeah.
Where you can go 0 to 60 in like nothing seconds. And it's fast.
Yeah.
It's faster than most supercars.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Which is crazy. That being said, there's something special about the combustion engine and the sound that it makes.
Well, I mean, back to what you were saying with manual transmissions, there's an element of like, I did this.
It's almost like analog, like it's why.
Do that with an electric motor.
That you can. Everybody who gets behind the wheel of this car, it does something to you.
I'm imagining that you've spent a reasonable amount of time behind the 308 as well, right?
I have, but not as much. I actually drive this car all the time.
Yeah.
In the Pilot, the 308 gets demolished.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like saying we're paying homage to the original. This is Tom Selleck's version. This is like the old school one. We drive it. It gets, destroyed. We move on to this car, and this is like this is my car.
Right.
I'm setting the tone for the future episodes.
Yeah. It's like a completely different kind of car. Like, I mean, it's much smaller. It's much more connected. Everything from the gated shifters to the really heavy sort of clutch pedal and steering. It's like you almost gotta be buff to drive that car around.
It's very like labor intensive. The turning radius is not great.
Yeah.
And there's no speed on the initial, takeoff. This one is like instantaneous. If you push that pedal down, you're gonna go. But there is something that is kind of timeless about the beauty of the 308.
Yeah, it's just like standing around looking at that car.
That design will always be a sexy design. What year did it come out? Do you know?
80. 80 is around, I think it debuted in 77 at an auto show, and it came out like around 80.
Are we going to the track next?
I wish. Oh, I wish.
All right, the 488 Spider is a sweet ride, but next we took a ride in the 1980s automotive poster child, the Ferrari 308, Magnum's original ride from the original show.
Ooh.
That workout.
Let's see if you can get it out of gear, buddy. No pressure.
So much pressure, especially when the owner's looking at you.
Yeah. I wonder how many are left.
That's a really good question. I mean, we've got at least 2 of them behind us right now. So quite a few. I mean, I think people who love these cars are really invested in like keeping them in good working order and just sort of, loving the heck out of the cars.
Yeah, dedicated fan base for sure. It's funny because I wasn't with you for the past, the 2 hours it took for you to set this up.
Yeah.
But I'm sure people have stopped.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, it catches your attention. And people are, they gravitate towards these cars.
Yep. And it's just, it's like I said, where the new Ferrari, the 488, has that sort of visceral performance, that sort of visceral from the driver's seat experience.
Yeah.
This gets that same sort of emotional reaction from people when they walk past it. They want to take a picture of it. They want to, peek inside and ask questions. And
it's also that sort of nostalgia, aspect. Everybody fantasized about this car.
Oh yeah, like I mean, this is going to be what's on the poster.
Yeah,
in your house.
Yeah.
So off the bat, what I'm noticing here is, much smaller engine, 2.9 liters instead of 3.9 liters, a lot less power, 237 horsepower versus 660. But I mean, this is just feels like a car of a different era. The steering,
for sure.
There's no power steering, so it's just really heavy. You
gotta
muscle it around. Yeah. Even the clutch pedal is really heavy. And it takes a lot of effort to sort of push it in. And I'm also like, I mean, the wheel this is the wheel right there on the other side of that. So your feet are sort of smushed down into this little space.
It's interesting because driving this car was hard for me.
Yeah?
I'm not that tall.
Yeah.
Tom Selleck is like 6'7", 6 or something. I
You
don't know
see
how.
pictures of him standing next to this
It's
car.
like, how
and
does he? How did? I don't know how he fit in the car. They must
Well,
have like done something.
they took the rails off of the seat, dropped it down, and they pulled a lot of the padding out of the seat.
Okay. The suspension's a little different too.
It
I'll
is
tell
a
you
lot
that.
different. Well, I mean, this is good old-fashioned, let's just set the suspension and forget it. Whereas the other one has a lot of sort of adaptive suspension stuff happening. So it's constantly sort of like reading the road and going,
The other
hey,
one's a
maybe you can
computer.
have it a
It's
little bit.
computer.
Yeah.
This is not a computer.
Yeah. So
is,
this is the car
analog.
you dodge potholes in.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, it's not as fast as the new one, and it's not as easy or as comfortable as the new one, but it really kind of makes you appreciate, because in its day, this was a fast car. People drove this thing like balls to the wall.
Oh, this
And
was it. Like, you know.
Yeah, and it took not just skill, but strength. You had to be in shape.
Yeah.
It just really sort of makes you appreciate sort of the you know, what came before this, you know, the cars that we have now. So you and cars go way back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My dad's a mechanic by trade, so
Pretty sure I read that, yeah.
we've had cars around us my whole like entire life.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny. We just passed a Dodge Challenger,
Yeah.
and both guys in the car had their eyes locked on us.
When you're private eyeing, you want something that kind of slides under the radar, but then
It's funny. Higgins actually has a line.
Yeah.
She said, "You're driving a big red tallywhacker. How are you being inconspicuous?"
All right. So now we get to hear what this 2.9 sounds like.
Yeah, baby. I thought there was another one behind us. I can hear him.
That was a good sound.
It sounds
That
great.
was a
It's
good
got
sound.
the obviously it's more high pitched.
Yeah.
The 488 is much more guttural.
It's kind of got that, I like to call it like a hollow sound, where it
Yeah,
just kind of sounds like it's been tuned, like an instrument.
Right.
Whereas this
and it
kind
has.
of, yeah.
At the end of the day, it's like
Yeah. This
sport
one
tune.
just sort of feels more like that's what the engine sounds like.
It's a high whine.
Explosions.
Yeah, it's like I'm topping off, guys. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the other strange thing. First gear is down and
The dog
back.
leg, yeah.
That threw me off because I think every car I've ever driven is forward and up.
Yep.
You know, it's like left and up. How's the clutch feel?
Heavy.
Yeah.
This left leg, it's gonna be like that much bigger than the other leg. It's gonna get a good pump on here.
Yeah.
But having driven both of these cars, and I'm wondering, you know, like, which one do you prefer? Like
I prefer the 488.
You
I'm
prefer the
sorry.
488?
Yeah.
And so what's is it just like the convenience of it that's doing it for you, or are you just more of an outright speed demon? Or
I think it's the speed and the sound.
yeah,
You know, this car's fun, and it's manual, which I actually prefer. I don't even think they make those 488s. with
oh
manual.
no, I think I'm actually gonna have to agree with you. I mean, I've got a lot of love for this car, and I'm glad that I got an opportunity to drive it. But my heart of hearts keeps telling me go for the faster car.
Yeah.
And I mean, you know, like
At the end of the day, the speed of the 488 is undeniable.
it is undeniable. You know, the appreciation of this car is subjective, and there's a lot of it there, but undeniably the 488 is the one I would go with. And, you know, this, like I said, it sort of like gives you that appreciation. Like, I appreciate the older Ferrari. I
It
appreciate
makes you feel
yeah.
warm inside this
Yeah.
car. It's like seeing an old relative. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? But the 488 is like going out on the weekend and seeing a hot girl.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
for
It
sure.
just gets the blood pumping.
So it's kind of like, I guess, you know, you appreciate the previous Magnum PI. You appreciate everything that Tom brought to the role and the original series has, but hopefully we're all going to really love the new show.
I hope so. I mean,
That would be a great metaphor if that's how it lined
yeah,
up.
no, I think it is, and I think, you know, the symbolism of the 308 and the 308 and the 488,
Yeah.
and us crashing the original one and then moving on to the new version. It was kind of telling audiences like, hey, we respect, we pay homage, but we are something new. You know, we are something exciting, and
So we're going to
it's
crash
like
the
the
original.
next generation.
Well, listen, man, I really
Cheers,
appreciate
brother.
this.
Yeah.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
It's been
I
fun.
really hope you get some rest after this.
I will.
All right.
Eventually. Next year.
Sounds good.